Hi, in this video I'm going to walk through some of the basics of Office scripts, which is a new feature in Excel for Web that allows end users to automate their tasks by recording their actions into scripts and playing it back, or editing the scripts to customize your automation needs. So let's go into a little bit more details about the code editor itself. So when I launch the code editor, it shows me all the scripts that I own or I have created or recorded and edited. And each of these scripts carry a name. By default, you get like script some number, but you can always make a change. Like you can go in here and give it a new name. And the script themselves are not part of the Excel file. So that is a key thing to remember. The files themselves are stored in a folder in your OneDrive for Business as a user. So it's under My Files, Documents, Office Scripts folder. And there's a one-to-one relation between the file that you see here that has a custom extension called OSTS and the scripts that you see in the editor. As an end user, someone who's interacting with Office scripts, using Office scripts, you don't really need to worry about where the scripts are stored and how they're managed. The code editor does everything for you. You only need to know that the files are not stored in Excel files. So that's sort of a key difference compared to how VBA macros are, which is actually stored part of the workbook itself. And the files themselves are really TypeScript files. On your OneDrive, they carry a special extension because it contains some additional metadata that Office scripts requires. But you don't need to deal with this file directly on the drive. You can just directly edit and save and manage all through the code editor. All right. So next thing is, so when you go in to edit one of these scripts, you will see that the code editor offers sort of full editing capabilities. What I mean by that is you can edit, you can navigate around, you can search and replace. And because each script is like one full file, there isn't anything else that you need to think about in terms of, hey, is this calling another script or another file? So all is contained in a single file, and the editor makes it easy for you to navigate around. One cool thing, feature, because it's a TypeScript language, it offers something called IntelliSense. It's really kind of fancy name for code completion. If I have a variable and that's defined as a type, for instance, here I have a workbook, which is an argument into the main function. It's defined as a workbook object, which is really the top level object within the object model. I can just type that variable and then press dot here, and it comes up with all the other methods that function, that object offers. So let's say I want to add a table. I pick that, and then I can open parenthesis and see, hey, to add a table, you need an address variable, which is of type string, or you can also use range, and it takes a second parameter called hash headers, which is of type Boolean. So all of this is driven through the IntelliSense, and you can discover your way around by simply just learning how to read this IntelliSense. You'll also find some helpful description here, another way to learn more about like a method. So as you type along, the IntelliSense keeps the as you can see it's underlined the current argument that I'm typing. So let's say A1 through C4, and then when I press the comma for the next argument, it highlights, hey, your next argument is of type as of type Boolean. So let's say I press something incorrect argument, it highlights saying, hey, this is an invalid argument. It expects an argument of type Boolean, but you're giving me something that's different. So, so this is sort of what I mentioned earlier about typing that TypeScript offers, and it helps with development time work. So I can correct myself, and I don't really need to wait till I run to discover that, oh, I passed the wrong argument. It actually helps as you're developing. I've given links to two files here. One is for macOS, another one for Windows. It includes some of the shortcut keys. It has like a compilation of all the shortcut keys that the editor offers, and it looks like this. You can use this to kind of familiarize yourself with the basic interaction with the editor. The things like basic editing, navigation, search and replace, the multi-cursor selection. So I think these 4 sections will help you navigate yourself around. I'm going to show a couple that I use the most, beginning with search into Control F, and I can find a variable, and then I can use these to go back and forth in the file. You can also replace your string and then just replace it directly within here. The other thing I use is the commenting feature. So on a single line or a multi-line like this, I can do control in Windows, control / you can toggle back and forth. So that's quite helpful. Another one I use is to select all the names and make a change directly. So let's say target table name is a variable name. As long as the cursor is on or I've selected it, I can do Control uppercase L, and it will select all the instance of that throughout the script, and I can make change directly here. Let's say instead of target table name, I just want to call it target table. And you'll see that it's making changes in both places. And I can just hit escape and come out of that multi-cursor selection mode. I find that useful. The right click also offers some core features that you can also use. And so I think the more you interact, you'll become familiar, and then you'll start referencing this shortcut keys, and you'll have your own sort of favorite set that you will end up using quite often. And then through that, you can cut down your time as you edit and navigate around. All right, so I think I've covered most of the basic aspects that'll help you discover and get started with. I'll do another video around just the anatomy of the script, which is when you see a script, what do you see? What are the core components? So look forward to that video following this one. So hopefully this will help you kind of get started. And if you have any other questions or want to see some other demonstration, please do leave a comment in the video. That'll help me understand where sort of the next opportunity areas for me to work on. All right, thanks for watching, and hope you try it out. Thank you.